Okay. Cynthia, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yes, it has been quite a while because of the time zone difference, the fact that I'm working literally all day, every day, just about. It makes it really hard, but I'm glad we were able to get together
Me too.
now.
Thank you. So let's start looking at what's happened over the last few days. The U.S. and Israeli attacks, or Israeli and U.S. attacks on Iran, the response, the sort of configuration developing around that. What are your thoughts at first glance, and then you have a deep and long history of understanding this whole scenario?
Well, first of all, let me just sort of tell you about my neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
I'm in South Asia, and we've got a newly elected government here in Bangladesh. We've got India that basically surrounds Bangladesh. And we've got Myanmar on one side and Pakistan on the other side. And then we've got China to the north. And then to the farther north, we've got Russia. So my neighborhood is kind of busy already. And we've got a situation that is developing, still not yet resolved in China, that is capturing my attention for the moment. Because about maybe, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I started sensing that she might have been in trouble. And we're looking now very closely at events that are taking place in China. So while these dominoes are being knocked down, which is basically what we're seeing, it's not too far fetched to think that China could become one of those dominoes. So we need to really pay attention to everything that's going on in all of the neighborhoods, and particularly the BRICS neighborhoods.
I mean, certainly China is a target. Even rhetorically, it's like a punching bag. So this is obviously a goal. And if you look at a map, you start with the first ones, and now we're in looking at Iran. China's on the other side of Iran, so we're close.
That's right.
And Russia.
That's right. So with the issues that are developing in China, then of course that brings to the very close the situation in Iran. And because, Iran, if you're talking about stepping stones or dominoes, Iran is definitely both of those. And so it's not a long distance to go from Iran to China, or for that matter, a stepping stone to go from Iran to Russia. So, and we know that the eyes of the US deep state are on both of those states as well.
So I'm looking at the response in Washington to what Trump did this past weekend. There's no other way to characterize it. It was, a first strike act of aggression against Iran by the United States. The rhetoric around it that this is somehow, an affirmative defense sort of ignores the entire history of planning to attack and invade and occupy Iran that's been, developing and even spoken openly about since 1979, since the revolution. Um, there's really no one in the Congress that's criticizing Trump on the fact of this attack, but rather the methodology. I don't hear anyone saying, in essence, that first of all, wars of aggression are illegal, and the United States has no business doing that. And everyone, no matter what they say, prefaces it with these, almost Tourette's words that Iran has an evil dictatorship, and it's a matter of how to settle it that's being disputed, whether it should be up to the Iranian people themselves, which in other words means that CIA provokes street demonstrations and we see the whole regime change up on the ground happen, or that we bomb the hell out of it like we're watching and hope that it topples. No one in the Congress at present is criticizing it, and I noticed someone from your state however, Georgia, who just resigned Congress, actually has made quite a strong criticism of this.
Yes, in fact, I would have to say that Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to surely be missed in the Congress because while I was demonized and denigrated for the positions that I took, what it appears to me is that she went to Washington, D.C. as a very honest person, expecting to be able to bring change for her constituents, and she found out that it's nothing but a swamp in Washington, D.C. While on the one hand, she thought that Donald Trump was going to drain the swamp like he told all of us, but instead he became the swamp. And everyone around him was a swamp monster. So the sad fact of the matter is that Marjorie Taylor Greene has been demonstrated to have been right when she criticized the Trump administration, and she's right again now as she criticizes the murderer, that the war criminal, the genocide supporter that Donald Trump is.
So moving forward from here, what should people be doing? I mean, we have not too many steps from here to an actual shooting war at, with the most powerful nations of the world shooting at each other. I mean, we have a world war already. I think it's pretty clear that's where we're at. If you look at the various theaters of where wars are being fought and others where there's a dance going on with military assets, but we're not very far from a war. We're at war with Russia, practically speaking,
Yes.
and have been for.
The United States is at war with Russia, and not just United States. All of the so-called allies of NATO included are in that as well. So we've got Russia on the front lines. We've got China on the front lines. We've got domestic disturbances in many of the BRICS countries. We've got internal infiltration in those BRICS countries. And, of course, China is a BRICS country as well. And one of the main, China, India, and Russia are like the main of the BRICS countries. And so if you're able to destabilize them, as was done in the past with from Dilma to Bolsonaro to back to Lula. Lula is not the same as he was before. And that's what I always say, when they come back the second time, they're never the same. And so I predicted that when Trump came back, he wasn't going to be Trump, he was going to be Rump. And that's exactly what he is. He's just a rump of what he used to
That's
be.
a good point. Okay, so looking forward, predictions, prescriptions for us. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think it's very clear that Donald Trump, with the release of the Epstein files, is even more clear now, that Donald Trump is in no position to say no to anything that the MAGA people, what's the MAGA people? The MAGA people are the Make Israel Great Again people, the Israel firsters. And so he can't say no to them. He can't say no. And the Democrats are just as bad. They can't say no to Haim Saban. And Donald Trump can't say no to Edelman. Not Edelman. What's her name? You know what?
Yeah, his funders in general. Yeah, right.
What?
Or his funders in general. Right. That's right. Specifically.
He can't say no to any of them.
That's
But
right.
there's the problem with having someone in elected office who has the vices like Donald Trump has, and like most of our members of Congress has, as the Epstein papers are showing us, is that they can't say no to their vices. If the vice is women, babies, they can't say no to those, and people know what their vices are. The vices: wine, alcohol, drugs. They can't say no to that. And there are people who quickly become aware of what their vices are and then utilize that to blackmail them. Whitney Webb wrote the book One Nation Under Blackmail, and we know that that's the situation with our country. So we've got basically 530, maybe three members of Congress who are being blackmailed one way or the other. And we've got what? Thomas Massey. And when it comes to the Epstein papers, we've got Thomas Massey. When it comes to the deep state, we've got Thomas Massey. We've got on the Epstein papers, he gets help from Ro Khanna. But I don't know about on the deep state if Ro Khanna is there. So you could say that we have 534 who are under blackmail, and we have one elected who actually represents we the people.
Well, and we're paying all those salaries too, isn't that something?
That's right, exactly, paying all of those salaries. That's right.
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and I hope to speak with you again much sooner than the last time.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.